We've got mail. It's from China. It doesn't say anything new, but it makes for interesting reading. The letter written by the Chinese embassy in New Delhi to WION's editor-in-chief Sudhir Chaudhary shows how rattled Beijing is. The trigger was an interview. 2 days back, we got you an exclusive interview with the Foreign Minister of Taiwan, Dr. Joseph Wu. Late last night, we got a protest letter from China. Why should such a correspondence be news? Because China usually reacts to negative press with a statement or a tweet. A protest letter is rare and an escalation, and that too against a specific broadcaster. It shows how worked up China is about the interview. It's a 5-page long response to a 30-minute long interview. And you don't have to read it, A, because it is not written very well, and B, because it does not say anything new. So I shall sum the letter up for you with 3 points. 1. China has accused WION of quote-unquote seriously violating the One China principle. 2. It says the People's Republic of China is the true representative of Taiwan. And 3. The Chinese want WION to stop giving a platform to Taiwan. In a nutshell, Beijing is telling us how to report on China and Taiwan. So here's our response. Unlike China, citizens and journalists of India have the right to free speech. And this includes WION. At WION, the decision to broadcast any story or interview is taken on the basis of editorial merit, on the basis of facts and reason, and not by press statements or protest letters. So we remain committed to reporting on the events in and around Taiwan. Then we come to the One China principle. It keeps coming up in China's letter to us and in China's rhetoric in general. China wants the world to respect its sovereignty. But it violates the sovereignty and territorial integrity of India repeatedly. Let me give you some examples. Number 1, this year, China claimed the entire Galwan Valley. Chinese troops have been engaged in a military face-off with India for months now. They want to claim Indian land in Ladakh. Example number 2, in 2019, China slammed India's Kashmir decision. Beijing accused India of acting unilaterally because it controls Aksai Chin. Number 3, in September this year, China provoked India again by claiming the entire Arunachal Pradesh. They call it part of China's South Tibet region. Example number 4, China protests when India builds roads and infrastructure on the Indian side of the border. Number 5, China invests in projects in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir in clear violation of India's territorial sovereignty. I have a long list and a short point to make. China repeatedly violates India's territorial integrity, or in Beijing's words, it does not respect the One India principle. How then does it expect India and Indians to uphold the One China principle? In its arguments, China hides behind the United Nations. It says the UN recognizes that Taiwan is Chinese territory. It says the UN adopted a resolution. The UN accepted the One China stand. And so there is no way that Taiwan can independently join the UN. That's all very well. But we also happen to know that China, as a permanent member of the Security Council, holds the UN hostage. It won't let Taiwan join. So the problem is with the United Nations' systems and not with Taiwan. But why is China harping on this point so much? Because the world has begun treating Taiwan as an independent country. And the more China tells the world that Taiwan is not independent, the more support Taiwan gets. Beijing's One China rhetoric is backfiring. Taiwan has managed to establish a distinct identity of its own. Unlike China's one-party rule, Taiwan is a democracy. Its leaders are appointed through an election. It has vibrant economic and cultural ties with the world. Leaders of Taiwan have pushed for a distinct Taiwanese identity. This month, Taiwan celebrated its National Day. Instead of making Taiwan's independence, the celebration commemorated a 1911 uprising. It happened in Wuhan, by the way, and against China's last imperial dynasty. That uprising ultimately led to the creation of Taiwan. The Taiwanese celebrated the Republic of China and its democracy, and not the Communist Party that rules over the mainland. Earlier this year, Taiwan also redesigned its passport. The word Taiwan was made more prominent on the cover, while minimizing the ROC, Republic of China. That's what it's officially called. The differences could not have been more clear and apparent, and anything that highlights that bothers Beijing. But there's something else that China is worried about too, the Wuhan virus and the Communist Party cover-up. During the interview, Taiwan's foreign minister told us that his country, his government would be ready to testify against China. Can China be held accountable in a court of law for such a pandemic cover-up? And if yes, will Taiwan testify against Beijing?
If there's a need for Taiwan experts to testify or to join in this investigation, I think Taiwan will be very happy to do it.
That statement seems to have rattled Beijing. This paragraph is from page 3 of the Chinese statement, the Chinese letter. And I'm quoting, China did not cover up anything. China did not delay any efforts. Beijing has been saying this for a while now, but look at the last line. And I'm quoting again, the DPP authorities have no locus standi to claim taking part in so-called international investigation to hold China accountable. What is a so-called investigation? This is a WHO investigation. China agreed to be part of it in the month of May. No doubt the investigation is a farce now, with the WHO doing China's bidding, but now Beijing is openly discrediting this probe. Remember, Taiwan gave the first warning about human-to-human transmission. This was in December 2019. China wants to deny Taiwan a voice at the WHO, and it wants us to deny Taiwan a platform. WION's interview with Dr. Joseph Wu has been widely quoted and carried by the press in Taiwan. It has been reported in domestic and international publications. The Taiwanese foreign minister issued a response to the Chinese statement today. He said, and I quote, once again, China's diplomats try to muzzle India's free press. Taiwan is a democratic country and force for good in the world that won't be silenced. So this is how things stand. China has banned WION in the mainland. Chinese diplomats have blocked us on social media. Chinese embassy in Delhi criticizes our coverage. And now they have directly written to us, telling us how we should do our reporting. Unfortunately for China, India has a free press, and respecting sovereignty is a two-way street. Thank you for watching Gravitas on WION's YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with what's happening around the world, then subscribe to our channel and don't forget to like and share. Thank you very much for watching WION. World is One.